In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. My dear sisters, my beloved sisters in faith, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to speak to your hearts today, not to the image the world sees, but to the soul that Allah knows. To the noble nafs that strives, that cares, that sometimes feels burdened by the weight of expectation and misunderstanding. You need to hear this. Look around you. The world will try to define you. It will shout at you with 1,000 voices, telling you what you should be, how you should look, what liberation is, what success means. It will try to measure your worth by standards that change with the wind. But stop and listen to a voice that does not change, the voice of your Creator. My dear sisters, my beloved sisters in faith, I want you to close your eyes for just a moment, not with your physical eyes, but with the eyes of your heart. I want you to silence for a second the noise of the world, the opinions, the trends, the endless chatter about who you are supposed to be. And in that sacred silence, I want you to hear a truth that comes from a place of pure love, from your Creator. You need to hear this not as a reprimand, but as a gentle, powerful reminder of a reality so magnificent, it can reshape your entire existence if you let it. Look around you. The world is a marketplace of identities. It shouts at you from every screen, every magazine, every passing conversation. It tells you that your value is tied to your appearance, to your productivity, to your acceptance by a society whose standards shift like desert sands. One day liberation is defined one way, the next day it is something completely opposite. One moment success is measured in worldly achievements, the next in social media followers. It is an exhausting, never-ending race on a track that someone else built. With a finish line they keep moving. And in this chaos, it is so easy, so human, to start looking inward with a sense of lack. To feel that you are not enough as you are. To feel the weight of being misunderstood, of carrying responsibilities seen and unseen, of trying to balance the expectations of culture, family and faith. That weight is real. I acknowledge it. Your struggles are not imaginary. But now I ask you to stop. Just stop. And listen to a voice that does not change. A voice that spoke your worth into existence before the foundations of the mountains were laid. Listen to the voice of your Creator, Allah, Al-Wadud, the most loving. Allah says in the Quran, in a verse that should be etched into the very core of our being, O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. So Quran 49:91, let the magnitude of this divine decree settle into your soul. The ultimate criterion, the supreme scale upon which you are measured in the sight of the owner of the heavens and the earth, is not your external form. It is not your wealth, your career title, your lineage, or how the world perceives you. It is your taqwa, your God consciousness, the state of your heart, the light of faith and piety that glows from within. This, my sisters, is your emancipation. This is your true liberation. Your worth is not subject to a vote. It is not up for debate in the halls of parliaments or the comment sections of the internet. Your honor is a divine grant, a sacred trust from Allah Himself. When you internalize this, everything changes. The gaze of the world softens. Its criticisms lose their sting. Why? Because you realize you are already in possession of a nobility that no one can bestow upon you, and equally no one can strip away. You are a crown of dignity. Every time you choose modesty, you are not hiding, you are adorning that crown. Every time you choose honesty in a dishonest world, you are polishing that crown. Every time you lower your gaze in obedience to Allah, you are not missing out, you are protecting the sanctity of that crown. The title, Mosinat, the righteous, virtuous women, is not just a label in a book. It is your identity, your birthright as a believer. It is an active, living state of being that you cultivate with every intention, every prayer, every act of kindness. Never, ever let anyone make you feel less than this. Not with a dismissive comment, not with a sidelong glance, not with a societal structure that fails to recognize your true stature. Do not buy into the lie that you must trade your God, given dignity for a cheap imitation of respect offered by a world that does not even respect itself. Your value was decided the moment Allah breathed your soul into existence and chose you for the immense honor of carrying the fitrah, the natural disposition of faith. So, when you look in the mirror, I want you to see beyond the reflection. See the soul that Allah is nurturing. See the heart that is capable of containing love for the entire creation. See the nafs that is engaged in the greatest jihad, the struggle against its own weaknesses, and is being shaped day by day into a soul at peace, and nafs al-matma'inna. Your body is an amana, a trust, but your essence is that divine spark of consciousness turned towards its Lord. Hold this truth close. Let it be the compass that guides you when you are lost in the fog of worldly standards. Let it be the armor that protects you when the arrows of doubt and negativity are aimed at you. Let it be the light that illuminates your path when everything seems dark. You are noble. You are honored. You are precious beyond any material measure. This is not a motivational slogan. It is a divine fact. Your status is not something you need to earn from the world. It is something you need to recognize and embody from the depth of your connection with Allah. Start there. Anchor your entire sense of self in that unshakable eternal reality. Everything else is just noise. My dear sisters, let us speak with sincerity about a matter that touches the very core of our journey. You look at your life, at the unique challenges you face, and sometimes, in the quiet moments when you are alone with your thoughts, a whisper might arise in your heart. A whisper that asks, why is this so hard? Why must I carry this specific burden? Is this a sign of Allah's displeasure? I need you to understand something with absolute clarity, something that can transform your entire perspective on the tests you endure. Your struggle is not your punishment. Your struggle is your worship. Consider the nature of this world. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, did not create it as a paradise of endless ease for the believer. He named it Dar al-Asr, the abode of trial. It is a testing ground, a place of purification. And the tests are not one size fits all. They are uniquely tailored, precisely measured for the soul they are meant to refine. As women, your trials often carry a particular texture. They are woven into the very fabric of your relationships, your societal interactions, your personal aspirations. It might be the weight of expectation, to be everything to everyone while feeling you are nothing to yourself. It could be the pain of misunderstanding, where your devotion is mistaken for oppression, or your modesty is misread as timidity. It could be the internal battle to balance the sacred duties of the heart with the demands of a world that rarely stops to acknowledge them. It might be a personal heartache, a private grief, a dua that seems to linger unanswered in the space between the earth and the sky. Now, feel this truth. When you bear these trials with a conscious heart, with a patient soul that turns not in complaint to creation, but in humble submission to the Creator, you are engaging in an act of worship of the highest order. This is sabr, and sabr is not merely passive endurance. It is not gritting your teeth and waiting for the storm to pass. No, true sabr is an active, dynamic state of the heart. It is the conscious choice to anchor your soul to the promise of Allah when the waves of difficulty threaten to pull you under. It is the decision to say, with your actions, if not with your lips, I hear and I obey, even when you do not fully comprehend the why. Allah's promise is unequivocal. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. So Quran 2:153, reflect on the profound companionship in this verse. He does not say He will merely watch over them. He says He is with them. In the loneliness of your trial, in the isolation you may feel, the Most High, the King of Kings, declares His divine companionship to your patient heart. What greater honor could there be? Furthermore, Allah links sabr to the highest of stations, and we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger, and a loss of wealth and lives and fruits. But give good tidings to the patient who, when disaster strikes them, say, indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. Those are the ones upon whom are blessings from their Lord and mercy, and it is those who are the high rightly guided. Quran 2:155-157. The good tidings are not for a life free of disaster. They are for those who, in the very eye of the disaster, affirm their ultimate belonging to Allah. Your struggle, when met with this profound acknowledgement, becomes the very furnace that forges your spiritual steel. Think of the great women who are lanterns for our path. Our mother Khadija Wrath. Her wealth diminished, her beloved Prophet Abhibar mocked and rejected. The years of boycott and hardship, were these a sign of her low status? Absolutely not. They were the very trials that elevated her to be hailed as the best of women. Her patient support, her unwavering faith in the darkest hours was not a footnote in her story, it was the essence of her majestic legacy. Her struggle was her worship. So, my sister, when you are tested in your home, in your health, in your aspirations or in your heart, do not see it as a distance placed between you and Allah. See it as a sacred invitation to draw nearer to Him in a way that is only possible in that state of need and reliance. That heaviness in your chest can become the most sincere prostration. Those tears shed in the depths of the night can become a river that washes away sins and elevates your rank. The patience you exercise when your nature is to react, the forgiveness you offer when your right is to demand, these are not signs of weakness. They are acts of immense spiritual strength that are witnessed and treasured by the all-seeing. Do not belittle your struggle. Do not resent it. Embrace it as the curriculum of your soul's education. Allah tests those He loves. He places the weight upon the back that is strong enough to bear it, with the promise of unimaginable reward. Every moment of patient perseverance is being recorded by the angels not as a moment of suffering, but as a moment of magnificent devotion. It is a private worship between you and your Lord, a worship that builds your palace in Jannah brick by brick, with the bricks of patience and mortar of faith. Your struggle, when offered to Him with a sincere heart, is not a barrier to your peace. It is the very path to an eternal peace that this world can neither give nor comprehend. So stand firm. Your patience is not in vain. It is in fact the most valuable currency of your soul.